What's up, everybody? My name's Trey, and welcome back to another video. And, well, it's been a long time, but I'm happy to see you too. We have a lot of updates to go over. A lot of good things have happened, a lot of bad things have happened. And I want to show you my vegetable haul today that I'm getting from my garden. Yes, I started a garden. That is one of the updates, but we're going to get into that all in a second. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And leave a comment in the comment section down below. How you feeling today? How's your year going? We're a little over halfway through. Are you hitting your goals? Because let me update you. So, one, still recovering from ACL surgery. It's going on almost a full year. Exactly 11 months. 11 months as of a few days ago. So far in my ACL recovery journey, my just life as a whole, I found that my range of motion on my left side is much different than on my right side, and it might have nothing to do with the actual ACL surgery itself. I have terrible hips on my left side. So, being that my hips are bad, it's hard for me to get any type of deep stretch, deep stretch in an exercise like lunges, step ups, leg press, hamstring curls, anything leg related, if it means being in a very stretched position, either straight or bent, doesn't feel great on my hip. So I got to figure out what this hip impingement thing is that I have, because that's hindering me a lot when it comes to the strength gains in my leg, or at least I think it is. I feel like it is, in my opinion. Other than that, I'm doing pretty well. Also, I tore my hamstring. Yeah. That was like 3 weeks ago. You can see it back on the live stream. First day live streaming in the gym, and then tore my hamstring in half. Yeah. Lots of fun. But thankfully, didn't need surgery because I tore it in half. And because I didn't rip it from the top of the bottom, like where it connects to whatever it connects to, didn't have to have surgery. So it's healing. I feel like it's getting stronger. So I'm just really working on flexibility, mobility, still trying to get into deep ranges of motions, deep stretches to strengthen my leg in its totality, not in a shortened position, but in a lengthened position, partials, all that type of stuff. But I feel like I'm getting on the right track. I'm joining Run Club this coming week, and I'm going to take it slow, and I will give you updates because I'm slightly worried. But we're going to push through, and we're going to have a lot of fun. In other news, and probably more fun news, we are somewhat back on track when it comes to diet, exercises, when it comes to staying consistent with things, been getting up on time, been eating my meals. I have been going to the gym. I've been doing the things that I told myself I was going to do. And that's why I'm making this video, saying, hey, good job being consistent. We're back, baby. I think some good gains have happened. Some big things are happening. I'm moving. Businesses are growing, which you love to see. But for what you actually came here for, let's go check out the garden. Really excited for you to see it. And this, boys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen, is the garden. And we have a lot of really cool stuff growing over here. We have these beautiful tomatoes, as you can see. Look at these things. Absolutely scrum-dilly-umptious. And we got a few of them growing. So, gonna actually harvest these today. Probably waited a little bit too long to harvest them. I think these are raspberries and these are blackberries. I'm not too terribly sure, if I'm being completely honest with you. We have some peppers in here, some green onions on the side. I think these are green onions, or no, green peppers, and these are yellow peppers. Don't quote me on that, I'm pretty sure though. Got another tomato plant. Those, I think, were Korean melons at one point in time. Obviously, not so much anymore. And we got some cucumbers over here. And then we have some more peppers. As you see, peppers and tomatoes, I thought would kind of be my go-to. And some more dead Korean melons. Don't worry about that. It's just, you know. So I got some lettuce growing. This is growing kind of funky. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know it had such a long stalk, or at least it didn't last time it grew. So not too terribly sure about that. It did just rain, as you see. Maybe not too terribly much. It might rain again. So I'm trying to get this video out and trying to take these tomatoes before it rains again. I have some potatoes. I heard these are actually supposed to die off before you actually harvest them. So yeah, hopefully. Onions, I think I just need to cut these and trim these back because it looks like they're all dying to me. And then we have a ton. And when I mean a ton, I mean an absolute harvest of all types of green and yellow peppers. Really excited to do those. We have some more cucumbers in these two. Tomatoes in the back too. Then more peppers. I think these are red. These are orange. Another tomato tree. And you see that boy already budding. And then some more green onions along the side. So I think this is a pretty good haul, especially for somebody just starting their garden who has never grown anything at all before. And when I mean anything, I mean nothing. Not a plant, not a vegetable, not anything like that. But let's go ahead and see what we can get off on this thing. So, unfortunately, I didn't mean to cut the little boy, this one, but it is what it is. You know, survival of the fittest out here, and sometimes it gets chopped and the wrong pieces get chopped off. That's what all being a beginning gardener is about. Is trying to figure out how these things are gonna live and die, because my bad. So on these onions, I'm basically just gonna cut all the tops of these off. And I'm really just waiting on the onions, kind of like I'm waiting on the potatoes, because I feel like in theory they should be done relatively at the same time, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So when those kind of die off is when I will harvest these. But am I waiting too long to do this? If I am, like I said, just let me know in the comments. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to figure this out. And I'm not gonna lie, for the majority of these, I don't even want to keep these. These like dead ones and stuff. So I might just throw this back to the earth. But now we got one of the best parts. We got some peppers over here. I wish there's a way to like set this up, but it's what it is. This is all an experiment because I went to the store because I was fiending food as I normally am. And I was like, man, let me go ahead and get some strawberries. And strawberries were selling for like $6 a pound. And I was like, there's no shot I'm gonna buy these strawberries. Dang it. Looks like someone was eating my pepper. That sucks. I'm gonna pay this much for some freaking strawberries that I can just plant and grow. So instead of spending like $10 on strawberries, I put all this together and spent far more money, like like in multiples of times of money as what I could have just, you know, bought strawberries for. So that's just letting me tell you that farming is low-key a scam. Sure, it sounds good. I'm gonna grow my own food. I'm gonna know where it comes from. But then they don't tell you you gotta pay for like liquid nutrition if you're doing them in pots and things like this and not just in the ground. Oh, and you also have to water them literally all of the time. So your water bill goes up. Oh, not only that, you think you're only gonna spend like an hour out here. Well, somehow that turns into 3 hours because you don't know if this little white thing that's coming out the soil is fungus and if you throw the whole thing away, or if it's supposed to be like that because you've never done this before. Or at least that's how it is for me. So if you're thinking about starting your own garden, I would do it. It's actually pretty cool. It is nice seeing things grow that you basically have made. I guess not made, but you've taken care of. Even though just because it makes you feel warm inside, I don't think financially it makes sense. At least for me right now, because no, I'm just spending so much time out here looking in at things slowly grow and that don't even really produce a ton of food. But I'm really enjoying this experience, if I'm being honest with you. It's also kind of crazy how many different types of like fruits and vegetables there are. Some that are literally made in a lab so they can combat certain climates better. Like the fact that we as people have figured out how to do all this really cool stuff to like scientifically modify things, animals, vegetables, fruits. I just think it's so cool. And shout out to the human race. We're just, dominating per usual. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there were way more peppers in here than I thought there was gonna be. And that is super cool. And now, since I harvested it, I wonder how long it's gonna take. Or, to be honest, I wasn't even sure if I was supposed to harvest all of these. It just kind of looked like I was, and I wasn't too terribly sure. So, I mean, I'm just, trying things over here. Because obviously they're not as big as like the ones in the store, but those are like genetically modified and got steroids and stuff in them. So I don't know how big a normal pepper is supposed to get, to be honest with you. One that's not juiced up. And I'm pretty sure that one is still growing. I mean, it's not even like completely green. So I don't know. And I don't know what happened to this one. What happened to this? What is going on here, guys? What is this? It's like it's burnt. Is that just means I didn't pick it in time, I guess? But I don't know. I feel like for our first haul, not too bad. We have a ton of peppers, green, yellow, mixture of the two. We have some tomatoes and one that shouldn't have been picked, but it is what it is. And that's it. And obviously we have some scraps that I'm giving to the local rabbits so I can catch them things and I can eat them things because we hunt for food out here. That's what we do. Savages or whatever. But all right, really appreciate you coming along to my vegetable haul. I will see you in the next one. All this is about eating healthy, living healthy, making some money, getting some muscles. So I hope you're having a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace